Howdy, folks. I'm Eerie Einsteinium, evilly eyeing energetic enigmas.
I'm Amber.
And here are more energetic enigmas for us to eye. Probably like black holes, since we are Einsteinium. Let's get started. Alright, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Causing a Scene After I, a 23-year-old male, lost a costume contest to a dog who's 3 years old? That's relevant information. I'm genuinely losing my mind here. So I love Halloween. I love making costumes and putting a lot of effort into them. My friend hosted a big Halloween party at her place and said that there would be a costume contest for who had the best Halloween costume under $50. Third and second place would win $25 and the first place would win $50. So not a huge amount of money for the prize, but enough to offset the price of the costume, and to me it was more about the fun of the game. I wanted to win, so I pulled out all of the stops and went as Zorro from One Piece and only had to buy $40 worth of material. When I got to the party, I saw that other costumes were there and that there were some fierce competitors, but honestly, I think that I had the best costume. I thought that maybe it was too obscure for people who don't know anything about anime and that it might not go well, but it was a good costume. When the winners were announced, I got second. This bummed me out kind of, but hey, I still did pretty well. And again, if I had went with something more ubiquitous, maybe people would have gotten it. However, the issue arose when they announced first place. First place was a dog, dressed like a pirate, in one of those terrible Party City pirate costumes. So, if I had lost to another person, I wouldn't have cared, but I had had a few drinks in me, and my inhibitions were lowered, and it was a freaking dog. So I said out loud, and asked the host, really? The dog won? And she was like, yes, and was gushing about how cute he looked. I said that it was a dog, and it didn't even have a say in what it went as. I told her that this didn't really seem fair. She told me to lighten up and that it was supposed to be fun. I told her that it was ridiculous that she's about to give $50 prize to the owner for spending $20 on a cheap Walmart costume when me and whoever was in third place actually made our costumes. She got mad that I called her ridiculous, and things kind of escalated into a full-blown argument that required my friend to break us up. I was then kicked out of the party for embarrassing the host like that. So I don't think that I'm the jerk because, obviously that's not fair. If it was a dog costume contest, but having a bunch of people compete and lose to someone's dog is unfair. I think that I was justified in saying what I said. People there said that I should have taken the $25 and called it a day. Am I a jerk? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Yeah, I think this is a major overreaction on OP's part. I understand, I love Halloween, I love making costumes, and I would love to win a costume contest. But this is not some, serious competition. This is, a friend's costume contest. And, it's supposed to be all in good fun, and OP's kind of losing sight of the fun aspect. He's gotten so into the competition.
Well, he said that he did this for fun, but then he was angry when he didn't win, right? Mm-hmm. Or that he lost to a dog. I can understand the frustration because I think that they shouldn't be grading dogs and people on the same scale.
Certainly.
I think that is unfair, but I'm not the host of that party and I'm not the one who makes the rules. And certainly I understand OP's frustration, but there's a time and a place to raise a stink. And if you don't like how somebody throws a party or conducts it or, scores the different costumes, then just don't put effort into a costume in the future for that particular person, right?
Yeah. And I mean, OP got the highest prize out of any person. The dog won because it's a dog in a costume.
Yeah.
We all know that's why the dog won. And so, OP is too focused on the dog beat me. Any dog in a costume would beat you because it's a dog in a costume.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I don't think that it was necessarily fair. They should have had two different costume contests, one for dogs and one for people, right? Or animals if they had wanted. And I think that would have been a lot more fair way of handling the costume contest. But, like I said, I'm not the host. I'm not the one who makes the rules, so whatever.
Yeah, and so I think OP just needs to not take this so seriously. No one is being objective here. Not that conscious tests are inherently objective anyway,
Yeah.
but like, you just accept that you had the best human costume by your host's standards and move on.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Nerdy Scott says, "You're the jerk. I respect the work that you put into your costume for the money that you save doing so. I also understand that you are frustrated with the whole situation and the alcohol didn't help. But here's the thing. You lost to a dog, get over it. Your friend clearly likes dogs over people, and regardless of what the dog was dressed in, it probably would have won anyways. You recouped some of the money you spent. Apologize to your friend, the dog owner, and anyone else you got into an argument with. There will be other Halloween parties in the future. Maybe just accept invites for ones that are no pets allowed." And Penalty Square 2414 says, "I think that OP is actually a cat."
I mean, if OP was a cat, then obviously OP should win because cats in costumes always should win.
And Zesty Close Truth 9999 says, "You're the jerk. How old are you to be this mad at coming at second place in a Halloween costume contest? You can't be 23. Seriously, people lose to toddlers, dogs, cats, and even a plant or two. It's seriously not a big deal unless you're attending an actual competition, not some fun thing set up by someone in someone's house. If you can't regulate your emotions, then you deserve to be kicked out of every party that you attend." Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, "Am I a jerk for reporting my wife's friends?" My wife is a pediatrician, and over the years, I've seen her turn from a decent human being into an egotistical, petty, and combative woman. I understand that her field is high stress, but my goodness, I just don't recognize the woman that I married. She comes home, and then all she can talk about is gossip amongst the nurses, and it's all negative. I had it when one night, while we were out for a walk, she told me of a plan that they had for a female patient. So far, they placed a woman and her child in a dark, unclean exam room to punish her for rightfully reporting one of the staff members. From what I understand, the patient is a young black woman who has a baby that looks fully white. My wife gave more details, but this is the simple version. They intend on bullying the woman each visit. From what I gather, that sounds like a lot of jealousy from how my wife keeps mentioning about how the patient and how she acts like she's royalty. And then my wife would mock how the patient walks. I'm seeing a pattern with my wife's behavior because I've seen her do the same anxious mocking when she feels inferior or insecure. Then she pulls out the doctor card to try and save face. To make matters more bizarre, she looks the woman up on Facebook and shows me a photo while we're sitting in bed. I called the advocacy line and gave an anonymous feedback the next morning. I plan to tell my wife what I did. I know that she'll see this as a betrayal of trust, but I know I did the right thing. I honestly think that I'll be saving the staff from a lawsuit here. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Definitely not the jerk. These people should not be practicing medicine if they are going to bully and harass people like that.
Yeah, I mean, the Hippocratic Oath, that's first do no harm, right? And by doing this, they are actively doing harm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that these people are being extraordinarily petty. I understand that the medical field is a hard place to be and that there are sometimes people with attitudes, but this isn't the way to treat people. And I think that it's highly inappropriate for them to be doing this kind of thing.
Yeah, well, and there's a lot of racism in the medical field. Opie doesn't quite say it, but I'm guessing since he made the race explicit, that the complaint may have had to do with some systemic racism in the hospital.
Yeah.
And now they're all punishing her because she dared call them out for mistreating her.
Yeah. I think this is just a terribly unfortunate situation for this poor woman.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, again, that medicine can be stressful, and having someone who you like and know reported for something can always be a little bit of a stressful situation, but sometimes it's good to take a step back and figure out whether or not this was actually justified. And from OP's perspective, whatever this other person did, it was completely justified. So I think that this is just not a good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And NGDG Unpunished says, not a jerk for reporting this reprehensible behavior, but did you actually talk to your wife about it and let her know why it bothers you and appears to be a violation of patient-doctor trust? If not, why? And OP replies, I told her that she's being ridiculous. Her reply is that I'm no fun, and then she'll separate herself from me. I've already checked out mentally, to be honest. I mean, I think at this point in time, just divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, folks, and our last letter is titled, Am I a jerk for telling my husband that I'm not attending any more meals at my in-laws? Our 1-year-old daughter is allergic to dairy, and as I'm still breastfeeding, I cannot eat dairy as it goes through my milk. This was found out when she was about 4 weeks old, and it has been my normal since. Every time we've had any meal at my in-laws since our daughter has been born, I'm always eating only meat and bread because my father-in-law will make the salad with feta cheese, tossed through it, or buttered potatoes, etc. No matter how many times I ask my father-in-law to put some salad aside before putting cheese through it, or just to leave me some plain potatoes, it never happens. I usually just hold my tongue and eat what I can, then eat again when I get home. Today, however, was my last straw. My father-in-law and stepmother-in-law host a lunch every 6-ish months with family and friends. At the last one that we attended, we arrived at 11:30. Lunch wasn't served until nearly 2 p.m. And because of the commotion, our daughter didn't sleep and was so overtired that I almost left in tears because I was hungry and had a screaming baby. My husband said that it was just a case of his dad not remembering what it's like to have a new baby, and that next time it wouldn't be so bad. When father-in-law invited us today, we stipulated that we had to leave by 2 p.m. as my husband had to do a stag do to attend this afternoon. We were assured that there would be food for me to eat, and that lunch would be served between 1 and 1:30. I knew this wouldn't be the case when I saw the meat put in the oven at 1 p.m. Father-in-law finally announced at 1:48 p.m. that lunch was ready, and when I got up to serve myself, I saw that the salad was covered in feta, and the potato salad type dish was made with buttered potatoes. I managed to fish out a little bit of lettuce and tomato from the salad and wiped the bit of feta off, but that was it, aside from the usual meat and 2 slices of plain bread that I always have. My husband and I quickly had our lunch and said our goodbyes and left. As I was dropping my husband off to the stag do, I drove, and on the way he tells me that we don't need to rush and that he's allowed a little extra time because he knew this would happen. I said that if he knew this would happen, why didn't he say anything? He just said that it was nothing that he could do anything about. I told him that it was the same as last time and that I left hungry again. He said that we had time to have seconds and that I retorted that I couldn't eat the salad and that I'm sick of just eating meat and bread anytime we visit. I told him that I'm done and I'm not attending any more meals at father-in-law and stepmother-in-law's because I don't want our daughter to be subjected to this when she's older. He said that it wouldn't be the case and that I told him that makes it even worse because that makes it sound like they'll make the effort for her but not for me. He said that I was being ridiculous and that I can always take my own food next time. So it got me thinking, am I the jerk for lashing out? Maybe I'm just taking things personally because I'm still hungry, and maybe it will be easier just to bring my own food. Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. Opie's husband should have handled this a long time ago. I mean, I understand. Like, I like feta on my salad, but it's not that hard to set aside a portion of a salad without feta, or to have the feta on the side so people can add it as their own topping.
Well, and then on top of that, it seems like they're not taking this dairy allergy seriously, right? And I think that's the biggest problem that I have is I don't think that this will stop when the daughter's born. I think that they're just going to treat her dairy allergy as though it doesn't really matter, and then they're going to send her to the hospital one of these times.
Like Opie was saying, like, there's really 2 possibilities. Either they don't take her allergy seriously, and that could go really wrong, or they do take it seriously and they just don't care enough about OP to make sure she's accommodated.
Well, the reason why I think that this is more that they don't care and don't take it seriously is because the reason why OP can't eat the cheese isn't because of themselves. It's because of the daughter. And so when OP is able to eat cheese again, it's not like they're going to just magically stop putting cheese on everything, right? I don't think this is going to change. I think they're just going to continue to do the same thing.
Yeah, I just meant like that's definitely a possibility, but
Yeah.
like even if it's the other option and they would change for the daughter, like they should care enough about OP to change for
Oh,
her.
they should. They absolutely should. They don't seem like very accommodating
No,
hosts.
they're deeply inconsiderate of other people's time and other people's needs, and really they need to learn that that's not okay, that OP's time is more valuable, that she
Hmm.
deserves to have some food. I mean, I can understand that some things are hard to accommodate, but again, like leaving aside a portion of salad without feta is not that big an
No,
ask.
it's not a big ask at all, and I don't know why they can't do this for OP or their grandchild.
And they keep promising and not delivering, and
Yeah,
it's intentional at this point. They can't be bothered.
yeah, exactly. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Jay the chef says, it seems like they don't serve any vegetables except for the cheesy salad. I would ask my husband to make some green beans and some carrots to take along. Dressing them in olive oil and lemon juice would make a nice dip for your bread too. That, or you can just say no to the invitation. Go visit another time when food is not included. And OP replies, they rarely do vegetables, and that's the only time that I get to eat more than bread and meat. Father-in-law is Italian and loves his salads. Alright, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here. And Amber, she has a jovial Bobstein joke.
Who is a zombie's favorite movie star?
An owl.
Robert Redford.
Robert Redford. But owls say who?
Well, yes, but that's you're missing the rest of the question.
The owl's name is who? Who is? Yes.
No.
No, that's not the owl's name. And I have Earl Grey. Alright, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy special Sunday. Amber, do you know what makes it special?
Our viewers?
Our viewers, and Einsteinium makes it special too. Because it's studying black holes. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it in the form of an invitation to a party.
You are invited to a costume contest. There will be prizes for the winners. But don't be too fussed if the pets win because they're adorable. It's not a slight against you.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.